That is not a weakness. You tried it. You tried it. Welcome back to my channel where I teach high achievers how to land new jobs they love at companies they love. And if you hate that interview question, what is your greatest weakness? Then today you are in luck because I am giving you the keys to the kingdom. I am going to be sharing a proven script that you can use to answer that question anytime you're in an interview so that you never have to ramble or trip up on that question again, ever again. And if you're tired of getting interview after interview with no luck and have no idea what you're doing wrong and want expert support to fix that, then stick around until the end because I will be sharing how you can work with me to take your job search and your career to the next level. Okay, so let's get into it. But before I tell you how to answer this question, I of course have to tell you what you should not do. And this is probably what most people do. This is probably what you already do. And so you wanna make sure that you're not doing this first. Having interviewed job candidates myself and having worked with hundreds of corporate professionals to land new jobs they'll love, let me tell you my biggest pet peeve, and I know that recruiters and hiring managers can attest to this, is when a job candidate tries to spin their strength into a weakness. So tell me if this sounds like you. If the interviewer asks, what is your greatest weakness? And you say things like, my weakness is that I'm a perfectionist, or my weakness is that I'm always on time. Give us a break. As much as we all hate this question, a recruiter isn't asking this question because they want to hear a perfect answer. No one is perfect and recruiters know that. Instead, they're asking this question to understand you better. This question gives them an opportunity to see how aware you are of yourself, and it gives them an opportunity to see if there's any weaknesses that they should be aware of before hiring you. Of course, nobody is expecting you to be like, you know what, I'm just not even qualified for this, so just let's wrap this interview up. No one is expecting you to disqualify yourself when you're answering this question. But it's better to be upfront about your real weakness than to try to spin your strength into a weakness, because no. So, you know I'm gonna give you that proven script to help you do this the right way. And before I do, let me tell you what you need to focus on when answering this question so that no matter how you answer it, you're focusing on the right essential elements that are going to impress the interviewer. And when you do this the right way, you will still come across as a top candidate and can ultimately get hired. So number one, you wanna share a non-essential weakness. So a non-essential weakness is what I call a weakness that isn't necessary for the job. And so this is what I teach my clients and students in my program on how to answer this question. And the way you do it is that you wanna analyze the job description before you walk into the interview to really get a clear understanding of what are the main things that you need to be doing in the job. So that way, when you pick your weakness, you're not picking a weakness that would affect your main responsibilities that you need to fulfill in the position. Next, you wanna share the steps you've taken to improve that weakness. So you don't want to just say, here's my weakness, hope you don't mind it. You want to be able to say, this is what my weakness is, and these are the actions I've taken to make sure that that weakness is strengthened. Bonus points if you're able to throw in a compliment that you've received for improving that weakness. So if you have received a compliment from your colleagues or from your manager, then that will be even better when you're saying the steps that you've taken to improve your weakness. Then after that, you want to close the loop and show how those improvements are going to make you a great fit for the position. I talk all about how to close the loop in one of my other videos here. So if you want to learn how to do that, then definitely watch that video. So here's an example of how you would answer what is my greatest weakness with the proven script that I promised you. And of course, I'm going to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. My greatest weakness is that I'm not naturally detail oriented. I've always been one to focus on the big picture, which is helpful in rallying my team towards long-term goals. However, over the years of my career, I have had to hone in on becoming more detail oriented. I've had to learn how to be more intentional when it comes to focusing on the little details of projects and initiatives. I've taken steps to improve this weakness by taking the time every morning before starting my day to write out a clear agenda of the tasks that are going to move our projects forward. This helps me keep my eye on the little moving pieces while also focusing on the bigger picture. Recently, my manager even complimented me and told me how much better I've been at catching the little things as well as moving the team forward. I'm so certain that the improvements I've made to improve this weakness and to become better at being detail oriented is gonna serve me well in this position at your company. So ideally, this will be a great example for someone who is in a manager role who maybe doesn't have to worry too much about the details because they have direct reports who cover that area of the project. And so they're probably more focused on the strategy and being a great manager and leading their team. And so if you're saying that your weakness is detail oriented when you're in that kind of position, then you probably would find that the hiring manager is like, oh great, like we love that. We love that you're focused on the bigger picture. And I could totally understand how you're not as detail oriented because you're always focused on the strategy. You'll find that the person either agrees with your weakness or tells you that the weakness isn't as relevant in the position. Which was your game plan anyway? If you've been going at your job search for months now and you struggle with questions like this, or just struggle with your job search in general and want some support, then I definitely recommend going to employeeredefined.com, reading this page, and if it sounds like you are ready to take the next step, then go ahead and apply and we'll be in touch from there. If this advice has got you feeling even more confident when it comes to answering the what is your greatest weakness question, then go ahead and like this video and subscribe and tap the bell because you do not want to miss the heat that's going to be dropping next week. In my next video, I'm going to be sharing with you one of my powerful tips on how to attract the right recruiters to your LinkedIn profile. And let me tell you, this trick works. So again, subscribe and tap that bell. And while you are here, go ahead and leave a comment and let me know how you're feeling from this video. Are you gonna be trying this script in your next interview? I would love to hear from you and let me know how it goes once you use it.